I was in the news. Have you watched the news before? Yes. Okay, thank you. But besides that, I'm also now a filmmaker, director, writer, editor, host, actress, you name it. Okay, so because the slide says more about me, so that's why I'm introducing myself. But more importantly, I have a new YouTube channel that you should subscribe to. It's called the Michelle Chong channel on YouTube. Yeah, so please subscribe to that. Okay, now let's move on to the talk. The topic for today, my topic for today is, okay, I can see like some teachers are already being very worried. They're regretting asking me to come today. Oh, thank you. Now everyone can see. Okay, so, but teachers, don't worry. The topic of my talk today is not F up, okay? This is just for rhyming purposes. But I'm really going to concentrate on the first word, this word, and how it's so important to me. It's really one of the most important words in my life, and it's totally shaped me and shaped my career into what it is today. But before I go on, I just want to ask, anyone here, if you know how to pronounce this word? Okay, it's not like, you know, some African-American gangster lingo, sub, top, it's not. You're right, it's literally pronounced as how it's spelt, so it's T up. Okay, what is T up? Actually, I also don't know because it's a made-up word. I have no clue what the origins of this word are, and I actually don't know what T stands for. But it is such an important word because it's invented by a very wise Singaporean whom I've admired most of my life. But at times feared, my mother. So she made up this word. But you know, my family and I, we use this word so much, T up. We use it so much that my friends use it too. They think it's a real word. Well, I mean, I thought it was a real word as well, but I mean, knowing my mother's standard of English, I had an inkling that it wasn't. But you know, like everything that's important in life, it can be found on the internet. So I Googled T up, and I realized there really isn't such a word. So what is it? What is T up? What exactly is T up? Okay, so as I was saying, my mother is Chinese educated. So for most part of her career, she was doing sales. She was doing specifically direct sales for American products. So she was always traveling overseas to all these motivational and inspiring sales seminars and conferences, right? So I figure that's where she got this word from those, you know, top American salespeople. But I'm sure it's not the exact same word, but you know, that's a general idea. So what exactly is T up? T up basically means to talk yourself up, to sell yourself, and that's what it is. My mother, how would she use it in a sentence is like this. Stephen, who is my father, 你不要每次这样讲自己啊, don't tear yourself down. Okay? So yes, so as you can tell, my mother's English vocab is rather limited. And also, you can also tell this word is so versatile. You just need to replace the word up with down, and it will mean the opposite, which is to talk yourself down, which is what a lot of Chinese people do, right? Because, you know, humility is so much a part of our culture. We've been trained, you know, to be humble, and when people praise us, we should say, if they say, oh, you know, I hear you're so good in math, and I hear you're so good at sports, you're supposed to say, no la, not really la. No, but that doesn't happen in my family, because my mother says, if someone praises you and says to you, well done, you say, why, thank you. It's thanks to my mother. Okay, so that's what it is like in my family. Yeah, you learn to tee up yourself. So, next slide, my mama says, right? Okay, so one of my mother's many lessons on how to succeed in life, well, along with, you know, always remembering your boss's birthday, and then also remember to give Christmas presents 1 week before Christmas, because, you know, everyone goes away for holidays. Christmas holidays early, and then by the time they come back, Christmas is over, so then it'll be a late birthday, Christmas present, or worse, their holidays extend into after countdown, so when they come back, it's actually a year later, okay, so then, you know, your presents will be a year later. Anyway, besides all that, of course, one of the very important lessons on how to succeed in life is to learn how to profile yourself, which means don't always talk about your negative traits, you know, well, at least not to other people, and concentrate on your good ones. That is what teeing up yourself is all about. Don't say, oh, my Chinese sucks, you know, I've never been good in Chinese, and my Chinese teacher hates me. Say, I love English, and I hope that I can become a writer one day. But, but of course, in the meantime, you know, try and improve your Chinese, because Chinese really is quite important. Okay, and why tee up is important, okay? Like I said, tee up basically means selling yourself, and selling yourself is important even if you're not in sales. People like to hang out with positive and successful people. Bosses cannot hire or promote you if they don't know how good you are. Okay, basically, I think like Trump won the elections not because he has a good track record, right? Well, basically he has no track record in politics, but because simply he teed himself up. He convinced the American people that he'll bring the jobs back and make America great again. Whether he can really do it or not is another matter. But say what you want, he's already in the position that he can do something. He's already won, okay? So simply because he teed himself up, talking about like Trump. Okay, what is a celebrity? I think the host introduced me as a celebrity. I don't really see myself as a celebrity, but I guess I see it as a job. A celebrity is a person, I suppose, whose livelihood depends on selling a unique product that is himself or herself. So if you don't sell yourself, who will? Well, actually your manager is supposed to, but you are also profiling yourself, all of us, on what we put out there on social media, when giving interviews, or even during talks like this. So that's why you notice I had a very long introduction for myself, okay? That's why they call me a multi-hyphenate. Because if I don't tell people or put in my movie credits that I wrote and directed the movies, who's gonna know? But honestly, I don't sell myself enough. Bet you didn't know that I also wrote the theme songs of all my movies. Oh, wait. So can we play the songs? Anyway, my speech isn't that long. Just listen to some music. This is the theme song of my first movie. It's called Already Famous. It's available on DVD. The Chinese title is 一炮而红. Yeah. This is the theme song of my second movie. It's called Three Peas in a Pod. It's a road trip movie that takes place in Australia. It's very relevant to all of you, but you can only watch it if you're above 16 because it's NC-16. And this is the theme song of my third movie. Lulu The Movie. You might have heard of it. We were just in the cinemas. December. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And we hit 2 million box office. Oh, thanks. Yeah, yeah, like I said, we hit 2 million box office, which is very, very good for a local film. So that just now what I did was a classic example of teeing up, okay? But I bet you also didn't know that my first movie, Already Famous, was selected as Singapore's entry to the Oscars for Best Foreign Film in 2012. Thank you! Yeah, just now I tee up, right? So tee up is not equal to hao lian. Does everyone here know what hao lian is? No, I guess not, because I hear everyone here speaks with an American accent. Yeah, I wonder why. I was very surprised and of course very impressed. Because you know when I go to other schools they don't. Anyway, so hao lian actually means arrogance or showy, right? It's actually a colloquial term. It's Hokkien actually. But what I want to say is, tee up does not equate hao lian, and it doesn't and shouldn't stem from insecurity. Because I'm sure we all have. I have met people who can't stop talking about themselves or what they've done or where they've been or who they know, even when meeting them for the first time. It's almost like they're scared that they don't know or you don't know that how successful, smart, or well-traveled they are. But tee up doesn't mean that you have to keep talking about yourself. In fact, and this is true, I hardly ever talk about myself. No, it's true. At events and social gatherings, only because I have to talk about myself now because, this is a talk, right? It's a talk about talking about myself. Anyway, you don't actually have to you don't actually have to talk about yourself to tee up yourself. If you have good general knowledge, speak well, and make people laugh, then they can already tell that you are smart, articulate, and witty without you having to tell them that you are. So when my mother says you must tee up, she doesn't mean to show off. She means to carry yourself with confidence and talk. Do not just sit there like you're posing for the mannequin challenge, while the other person does all the talking. Unless, of course, this other person is your boss and loves the sound of his own voice, then you just sit there. But then you still have to open your mouth to acknowledge what he's saying and nod your head and let him know that he's right. Obviously, the very busy bak chor mee seller is not going to be interested in how many A stars you got for your PSLE. And also, your classmates already know that you're the captain of your netball team, right? So you don't have to tee up to everybody. Or better still, make being confident and knowing your strengths and knowing how to profile yourself a part of your life, and you never have to consciously tee up to anyone ever. You can just be you. But in the meantime, work on your track record so you'll actually have something to tee yourself up about. Thank you!